It was Mark Twain who said that it usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech. Good evening, Toastmasters. I'm Veera, your host for the evening. Yes, making an impromptu speech do give us butterflies in the stomach, especially in a table topic contest. But we can definitely prepare for it. How? By learning from the best. And today, it's our pleasure to learn this art from a past district table topic champion. But before that, let me introduce you to two behind-the-scene Toastmasters. They say that time and tide waits for none. Let me add, time, tide, and our timer waits for none. A teacher par excellence, selected as one of the 100 best teachers in India by Exceed, our District 121 International Speech Contest first runner-up. She is none other than the Toastmaster, Aisha Moidutti. Our Zoom master today is distinguished Toastmaster Shafir Aziz, who has stepped in at the last moment. He is our division director for Division K, cool, composed, and a gentleman with great gravitas. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the star of the evening, a management consultant and founder of Optimus Management Consultants, Dubai. He is a two-time TEDx speaker, an award-winning debate coach, a professor at the University of West London, RAK, and a disability rights advocate. He's a business coach, life coach, corporate and soft skills trainer, a graphologist, and a motivational speaker. Sir, after this meeting, I would like to know how you do healing with graphology. In the Toastmasters, his achievements are awe-inspiring, to say the least. He's a double DTM, past district director, current regional advisor of Region 11, and a past district table topic champion. Starting off as a Gavilier, he is a Toastmaster for the past 17 of his 35 years. PQD Narayanan sir, you could not have found a more perfect person to conduct this session. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you, distinguished Toastmaster Sujit Sukumaran. Please welcome him by showing him some virtual love. At the end of his session, he will take up your questions. Please post them to me in the chat box directly. DTM Sujit, the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, Veera. Thank you, Narayanan and the District 121 team. And great pleasure to see so many people turned up at around 7:30 in India, which is usually early dinner or cereal time. So definitely, I'm pumped seeing the enthusiasm to learn, even more pumped seeing a lot of old friends, not so much Safir and Shaji because they are in regular contact with me, but more Kumaran and Aravind and all who I've not even seen in 121 itself for a very long time. Like the last time I saw Kumaran was probably, I think, in Las Vegas when Nagaraj Rao was having his campaign, and Aravind was probably a year later. So thank you for coming. Good to meet with you again, albeit in a virtual platform. Hopefully once Corona is done, we'll all meet in person. So let me take you to the content for today. How the session will span out is, there is a lot of content. Don't worry about taking all of it in or taking screenshots. I'm a free learning enthusiast, so I will share this slide deck with you if you need it later on. So don't be obsessed with taking screenshots, just go with the flow. And already the meeting is being recorded. So the idea is for you guys to sit back, enjoy the ride, and I will speed up the content a bit because I would like to give you more time to ask questions and answers, because that's where I feel your learning will be. Most of the rest is pretty standard, but of course we will cover certain strategies also, which personally have worked for me in the time that I've been a contestant. One caveat is that I'm not conversant with the recent virtual way of competing, because the last time I competed in a contest was 10 years ago. So the method and the contest is familiar to me, but the medium not so much, meaning that I would be very comfortable giving a table topic on stage or at this distance on the camera. But if it requires me to come close to you and show you my blackheads on my nose and stuff like that, I may not know those mechanics. So excuse me for that, but the rest of it still remains the same. Though learning may have changed from offline to online, the subject still remains the same. So I can assure you, as a teacher of the subject, I know a thing or two, but probably the latest modalities, maybe the younger chaps here are better than me. So let's go ahead with the stuff. I'd like to ask you whether you're able to see me and the screen both. Yes?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
sir, we
Perfect,
can.
perfect. So when you look at the table topic speech contest, it's usually called the 2-minute trick, because it's over before you know it. It's very fast, but if you've ever worked in radio broadcasting, 2 minutes is a long time. It's the time usually jingles or small advertisements are put. And if you know what you're doing, 2 minutes is enough to create enough damage and impression and impact and come out. I remember 2009-10, when I was going for the district contest. It was in Abu Dhabi, around 150 kilometers away from Dubai. And for those of you who know me, you already know that I have a physical condition, so I don't walk like the others do. So my mother was like, what will you do in 2 minutes, Dad? To climb the stage itself, it will take you around 10 seconds. To come out back down from the stage also, it will take you around 10-15 seconds. In between 1 minute only, you have to speak somewhere around 1.5 minutes. How will you manage to create impact? So I said, don't worry, let the time come, then I will show you what I can do. And luckily it worked out. I said, worst case, if it doesn't work out, nobody knows us in Abu Dhabi, you can quietly, we can catch the bus and go back. So that's how it is. I have never seen a contest which is so democratic in the entire 4 contests of Toastmasters International, because it really doesn't care who you are. International speech contest, it can say, okay, you have a vintage, you are a past champion, it will bias judges, blah, 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 whatever. Evaluation, okay, fine. You don't have to prepare much. It depends mostly on the masala that the speaker is giving you. You can have suitcase approaches and still escape. Humorous, you have to be born talented. Not everybody can do this. Very few people can really be funny knowing that they are funny in the first place. So that's a very technically challenging thing to do. Table topics, I like it because very democratic. It doesn't care whether you're tall, short, fair, dark, whatever it is. As long as you understand the topic and you do a decent job in articulation, this is a contest which will give you a minimum guarantee mark, which means coming in the top 3 at any level of the table topic contest is not a difficult thing, as long as you understand the topic and the English and the intent behind it. The rest of it is how you do your delivery. So first things first, let us look at what the scoring criteria is. I won't spend much time on this because all of you know the rubric very well. Content is king, context is queen, very important. 55% of the marks is for speech development, 30%, and effectiveness, 25%. Means under any circumstance, don't forget that your speech still has to make sense. It has to have an opening body conclusion. It has to flow, and it should be effective in context to the audience that you're speaking to, as well as the context of the topic that is pitched, which is why you need to listen very, very carefully. Be very careful. Sometimes the contest chair might have an accent, and that might totally undermine your understanding of the topic, and you might end up saying something else which is not related to the topic at all. I remember a long time ago in the Gulf, we had one contest chair who had a thick Arabic accent, and that lady said that speaker number 1, your topic is Gulf fashion is the reason for progress. Okay, so this person understood it as Gulf fashion is the reason for progress instead of Gulf vision is the reason for progress. So the whole speech, the person was going on about burqa, abaya, kandura, etc. Instead of talking about what vision and what fortitude and what foresight is all about. And who is to blame? Neither the speaker, because the speaker understood and interpreted and delivered on what he thought was the eternal truth. And who is to blame other than that? Is it the contestant? No, she was saying what she wanted to say, what was written in the paper in English, in the chit in English, in her own way. Nothing wrong with her. So sometimes it happens like that, slip between the cup and the lip. So whether you like the contest chair or not, whether they look handsome or beautiful or not, one thing I always do is whenever they say the topic, I don't look anywhere else. My full focus is on the lips of the contest chair, nowhere else. I am looking how are the lips moving. I am sure their husband and wife also must not have looked at their lips the way I look at the lips when the topic is coming out of their lips, because that 5-10 seconds can literally make or break your contest. How many times we have had contestants begging on the stage, can you repeat it one more time? This is when the contestant says, no, your 2 strikes are over. Now I can't do it even if you agree to sell your soul to the devil. So you have 2 chances. You have 2 ears. Both the times use both your ears and listen carefully. And focus on what is being said. Many times what happens is the people are so restless that it takes time for them to settle down even. They are in that palpitation mode of, like, I want to vomit, I'm getting butterflies, I'm having stomach weakness, and then this lady is shooting out the topic or this guy is shooting out the topic. Sometimes they are so much in awe of the contest chair also because he's such a handsome guy or beautiful lady, towering, booming voice. So it's like, speaker number 1, your topic is da 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 da. And the speaker is like, oh wow, she has never spoken to me like this before. I am so much in love with her. Your idea is not to fall in love with the contest chair. Listen the topic, understand it, and process it in your brain. That is one type of contest chair. Another type of contest chair I have seen, they are like military guys, booming voice like Amitabh Bachchan, Devi or Sajano. And this guy is like, okay, like I'm stunned. Now I've had a blackout. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm smiling because it feels nice, but I didn't understand a thing. That also can happen. It is permitted, I do not know whether you know this or not, it is permitted that if you do not understand the topic, even after 2 times of the contest you're delivering it, you cannot ask him to do it for a 3rd time, but you can ask for the chit or the paper on which the topic is written. This is a permitted thing. I have got it clarified from TI. They are like, a 3rd utterance of the topic is not mandated, it's not allowed, but you can ask for the chit. Because the chit does not give any additional advantage, because the chit can be accessed by anybody, but only once. But there is a caveat there. The moment you grab the chit, it will be taken as a non-verbal occurrence, and your time will start immediately. So if you are willing to sacrifice some time for clarity purposes, by all means, if you do not understand the 1st and 2nd attempt, please ask for the chit. And you can make this a practice in your district also, because it saves from unfortunate embarrassment of misinterpretation of topics. So content is 55%. Then delivery is 30%, physical and voice. Now physical, see, if you have some problem like me, it's a very good thing, because the moment you walk on the stage, different people think about different things. Some people, oh, so sad, sympathetic, good. Any publicity is good publicity. I don't mind. Some people, they're like, oh my God, will he be able to complete the speech or will he collapse on whatever it is? As long as people are paying attention to you, very good. Voice, use a mic. Use a mic always. Don't be the cocky smartass, because some people, they say, God has gifted me with a wonderful voice. My mother always said my voice was baritone. I don't need the mic. Don't go there and give a table topic about your voice. That's not the intention. You have been given a mic. If you want it, say yes. Sensible people say yes, because mic is nothing but an amplifier. It gives a more rich tone to your voice. Never ever refuse the option to have a mic if you have a mic. If you have a lapel mic, it's always better than a handheld mic. And some of these 1 or 2 mics options are better than no mic at all. Then language matters. this is the fuel on which the car runs. Now, one place where you cannot improve in table topics is, see, language is like brains. Either you have it or you don't. You use it, it will develop, otherwise it will not develop. So you cannot expect to be amazing in language and know how to articulate on the topic unless, and this is one thing I always tell people, read 1,000 books, you will speak 10 pages. You watch TV and expect to be intelligent, it's not going to work. Now, if you don't want to read books, fine. There are places like Audible and all those platforms where audiobooks are available, or at least watch YouTube videos. Learn about contemporary stuff. I cannot underscore this enough, but I feel the new generation does not read newspapers as much as they should. Because unless you know topical realities, unless you have vocabulary, unless you know, you develop an opinion and perspective about different things, how are you going to articulate about stuff? Very difficult. So this is the basic bare minimum with regards to criteria. Now, what are the different techniques? These are some different techniques I would like to share with you. The first of the techniques is something called as position, reason, example, position. This is called the PrEP technique. So this is usually used when there is a agree or a disagree topic. So you take one side, yeah, and you allow the audience to know what position you've taken, state the reasons why you have taken that position, give them a solid example regarding like why I am pro this, and finally conclude and state your position again for the closing, if possible with a rhetorical thing like, what would be your choice? Anyone intelligent in this audience would go with this choice. So indirectly you're saying, if you don't agree with me, you're an idiot. But if you want to push the envelope, you can try that. But sometimes judges get pissed off, so don't take those living dangerously risks. So some of the examples in this PrEP formula are, for example, abortion, is it murder or necessary evil? So either you take a pro-life or a pro-choice stand. Then you need to know something about Roe versus Wade, which is one of the landmark judgments in the abortion pro-life, pro-choice debate. Then you can talk about fortunate pregnancies, unintended, unfortunate pregnancies, and then what if religions, see, these kind of topics, you cannot say religion, sex, and politics is not involved, because all three are involved in this. You cannot do anything about it. Then, for example, topics like, should the driving age be reduced from 18 to 16, or should capital punishment be banned? These all are topics which relate to a moral dilemma where you need to take a stand. In these type of topics, always use the PrEP technique. To recap, what is the PrEP technique? Position, reason, example, position. Like, state your position, open with a quote or a story or an anecdote, give the reason for that, give an example, subsidiary example, and then loop back to the same position. So this is the PrEP technique. The next of the techniques, especially when it involves imagination or timelines or a period in time or a hypothetical situation, there you can use the Ppf technique, which is the past, present, and future technique. So when you get a topic that allows you to move on a timeline, always use this strategy. So state what was the position in the past. So for example, if I got a topic like this, I would say, I would like to take you back to a story when I was around 5 years old in yellow trousers. Now, I never wore yellow trousers in my life. But the moment I say yellow trousers, you are visualizing me in that yellow chaddi, and your eyes are become like, bulbs, because something is there about me wearing yellow trousers. A dark guy wearing bright yellow trousers, immediately your mind goes on overdrive. It is a visual hook. So I'll take you back there. Then state what has happened from the time I was wearing yellow trousers till now I am wearing suit and pant and whatever it is. And then talk about the topic. And finally, move with a hope as to what you would like to envisage as the future. And then conclude. These are mostly Obama style topics. If you want to see, the greatest exponents of these kind of things, look at most of Obama's speeches, or Jean Lafave, who is his speech writer. Look at the way they write. They talk about all these past, present, and future. So it's not a red America or a blue America. It's the United States of America. These kind of rhetoric that they give you. And harking to, probably that my parents came here a long time ago with the American dream. Now look where we are. So these kind of past, present, future, these techniques work. I'm not saying that you should beg, borrow, or steal other people's ideas. This will only work if you have real experiences in your life, which you are able to share and connect with the audience. Now, some of you might be thinking, I don't have that much experience only. Then what I will share? Then table topics is not the right place for you, because you need to share something. Unless you share what they will take home, and unless they take home what the judges will understand, then you will not get any marks only. That is why some topics are so textbook and so ordinary. That is why people, they come to me and say, Sujit, every year I stand for table topics. Then I never won. After 5 years, I won. Why? Because there were only 3 contestants. One guy got under time, one guy went over time. I was the only guy in time. Then I got first place. That's how I went from area level to division level. Otherwise, I'll never win this contest. This is not the way to do it. You need a technique. You need to apply yourself. It is not luck by chance. And everybody can do it. It's not rocket science. So PPF, like how has the internet changed our lives? Or for example, I don't know how many of you know what is Salik. Friends from the Gulf will know, but it's basically a road toll. So what is the impact of XYZ road toll or probably GST in your life? How has it been before GST? How has it been after GST, for example? Then what do you think about the evolution of education? Will online learning replace teachers? Something like this comes. Then you have to go back and forth different timelines, right? So there the PPF technique will work. Then you have PCS. Okay, now people are probably thinking too many acronyms. By the time this guy finishes, he will have alphabet soup. I will not remember anything also. Don't worry, this presentation is being recorded. I can also send you the PPT. So just absorb it as of now. This is a very simple technique. PCS means what? Problem, cause, solution. So first, this technique will work only for topics where there's a problem mentioned. Now I'm very clear here. It's not whether you have a problem with the topic or not. There should be a real problem inside the topic. It should talk about an issue. So where a problem is mentioned, highlight what that problem is. State what the impact of this problem is to the audience, like something like climate change or something like that. And quickly highlight what are the causes for this problem. Mix it up with a bit of PPF, like yesterday where were we, today where are we, if we don't take action, tomorrow where we will be. And then propose a solution for this and give a riveting conclusion along with that. Some of the examples for the PCS technique are, for example, 27,000 road deaths take place every single day. What solution do you recommend to reduce this problem? Or for example, road rage takes innocent lives, something like this. Or very pertinent, membership in Toastmasters has been hit after the pandemic. How do we rescue Toastmasters? Something like this can come. See, it all depends on the eccentricity of the table topic master. And I can tell you there have been weird guys in our district. I don't know what they had for breakfast, but when they came in the afternoon for the contest, I'm like, what kind of topic is this? Even you don't know the answer to this. Why you are asking me as a topic? It has been like that. I have seen the utter shock, disgust, and embarrassment and surprise on the speaker's face when the table topic master reads this. And this is typically for people who are like very good in vocabulary and who know almost all the topics in their pocket. They've already pre-prepared and come. Then this guy will come and ask some weird topic, like why is the sky green? And this speaker has a typical WTF expression on his face, like how can you even ask me this topic? This is out of syllabus. But it's all fair in the game, you never know. Sometimes, and don't be enemy with the table topic master, because sometimes that guy is only a carrier. Maybe the chief judge is the culprit who made the topics, not the contest master. He is the guy who only reads the topics. Sometimes it's even better than this. So both of these people believe in karma, who the contest chair and the chief judge, both of them believe in karma. So they say, I don't want anyone's curses. We will take 6 topics. You do 3, I will do 3. Then we will see whose luck comes out. This also they do, cooperative exercise. So it depends on whoever it might be. But your role as a speaker is you should be prepared for any type of topic that comes. Another thing, understand that if the topic is very weird and very tough for you, chances are that it must have been weird and tough for other people also. So don't get worried. Whatever it is, don't show your expression, reaction to the topic on your face or in your body as much as possible before you open your mouth and speak the first word. I can tell you 70% of the contest is lost in between the moments from when you lift your bum from the chair and walk to the stage and shake hands with the contest chair and take your position, zone in and listen to the topic. 70% of whether you are a winner or not is decided by the judges then and there, because there is something called biofeedback and non-verbal communication. That is where they make a mental note of whether this guy will be in the top 3 or not. Then unless you do something suicidal or some crazy stuff, they will definitely give you good marks. Case in point, I want you to Google on YouTube and find out Michael Phelps Olympics videos. Everyone knows he's a fantastic swimmer, but you see the entire line of 13 swimmers in the Olympic pool. The way Michael Phelps actually comes in his underwear, swimming trunks and stands on that jumping platform. Before he jumps into the water itself, you are like, this guy's got it. He's already won. He doesn't need to do anything. He just needs to jump like a tea bag into the water, and in a couple of seconds, he'll be at the other spot. What can you do to exude that confidence even before you open your mouth? That is what you need to work on. If you get that, now, these all things you might think, sir, all these things work in the stage era. Now I am sitting in Bermudas and a suit on top in front of a Zoom camera. How do I show confidence to the other people who are looking at me on the screen? There are various techniques. Look at my car's championship winning speech. Even Verity Price this year, when she did the World Championship speech, all of them made you feel as if you are sitting next to them in their room and listening to their story. That element of personalization was there. Try to do stuff like that, will help. And remember Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000 hour rule. Spend at least 10,000 hours, by the way, is 3 years. It's the amount of time we take to get a bachelor's degree if we don't have any arrears. It will take you 3 years to perfect your craft, unless you are God gifted already coming from English medium and your father and mother were giving you Ren and Martin to eat for dinner. Unless that is the case, it will take you at least 3 years to get sandpapered and fight with the competition and get noticed. I can tell you it. I started in Toastmasters 2006. Since the beginning, I was taking part in contests, and my first contest, I was so naive and extremely overconfident that the 3rd place in this contest goes to so-and-so, 2nd place goes to so-and-so, and believe me, I was so happy because I was very sure I was the 1st place. Then 1st place goes to somebody else. Then my heart got broken. I'm like, oh my God, nothing was wrong with me. Nothing was wrong with the topic. The judges didn't know me well enough. They didn't know my potential well enough. What did I do? I said, no, I'm not going to give up. I'll come back again. The next year, same thing happened. I came 3rd, then I came 2nd, then I came 1st, then I kept coming 1st and 1st and 1st again. What changed? Nothing changed. Only the thing was I got better and better with practice, and the judges also got used to me, and I developed a reputation of being good at what I do. So familiarity makes a lot of difference. If you have a reputation in the district, it will help you. But only if you are really good, you will be the first among equals. So put it into practice, you will reach there. Then the next technique is the 3OC or 3EC technique. Works when there's a topic which is too vast to handle. It is too broad. It's like an essay writing contest kind of a topic or something like that. And even if you get 2 examples to justify this topic, it will be fine. And it's only useful, this 3OC or EC technique is only useful if those examples come to your mind at that juncture. Otherwise, you'll be like, oh my God, I know the answer to this, but I can't think straight. Then it's a problem. So, for example, tell us why you are going to win the World Championship of Public Speaking, or prevention is better than cure, or some proverb kind of topic, stitch in time saves 9 and all. Now, if you don't know what is a stitch in time, then there's no point of trying to do something on this topic. Some are simpler. Like imagine, see this 3rd point. Trust is like glass, once shattered cannot be repaired. This is an easy topic. Now imagine instead of this topic, I will remove the once shattered cannot be repaired line, and I will just say trust is like glass. Okay. So some people, they know that glass means glass. the drinking glass. Some people will think it is pane glass, like Saint Gobain. Some people will think it is the spectacles that we wear, because the English is like that. No, you cannot predict. Now, what will happen? Some will say, trust is like glass, like my spectacles. If it is broken, I cannot see anybody, then my connections are gone, my life is finished. Some people will say it's like Saint Gobain glass. If my window is broken, everything can come into my house. Robbers can come and steal my property and go away. That's why it's important to maintain glass. Some people will say, it's like drinking glass. If that glass shatters, then I will die of thirst and all that. And some people go full Bollywood. Shisha hai to dil hai. Aakhir toot jata hai, and they will start dancing on stage also. That is also possible. Very few people will come to the point and say that once it is shattered, cannot be repaired. So there are multiple interpretations of a topic. You see the line which I'm going, like I was just playing around with you. The other technique is OCOSCP. That means one side, other side, and center point. Typically explored in a type of debating called the turncoat debate, where you argue both the for and the against sides. What this displays is, when you do this, the judge will be thoroughly convinced that you know a lot of things about this and you are the most knowledgeable person on the stage or in the contest about this topic. So content side, he cannot cut marks. He has to give you, in 55, he has to give you around 50. Then the rest is just histrionics. This is more textbook topics. Newspaper or digital media, which one is better? Again, this you can attempt also with that take a stand kind of an approach. Men or women who are smarter. I generally don't like these sexist wife bashing kind of topics and all, but invariably, these all are real topics, by the way, which have come in district 20 at that point of time when I was district director. These are all real life topics. I am not making these on my own. Last but one topic, the approach is the 3A technique, the third alternative. Now, some people are there. They like to be different. If everyone, they will say this event is only for people wearing formal dress, they will wear yellow pant, purple shirt, and they will show up. By nature, by birth, they are like this. They want to be outstanding people. So third alternative is where morally, logically, rationally, a topic makes sense going in one direction. You will be like, no, I don't agree with this. I beg to differ. And you have a bloody compelling argument which is so convincing that the whole audience is like, yeah, man, everyone else is wrong, but he is right. If you are able to do this, then you should be given Bharat Ratna of table topic speaking, because a very dangerous, very reckless, and very rare chances are there to win if you do this kind of things. But sometimes if the judges are equally as crazy and eccentric as you are, if it's your day, you might end up winning. And the whole audience will be like, what an idiot, man. How did he even win? He didn't make any sense, total nonsense. But understand one thing, he doesn't need to make sense to you and me in the audience. He just needs to make sense to those 4 or 5 people. They need to be as crazy as the speaker is. Automatically, he or she will win. Which is why do not fall for love letters from the audience. It doesn't mean anything. How many times have you finished the contest? People come and carried you, they hugged you, they kissed you, they shook your hands, they said, we are 100% sure you are the winner, you are the next person, be ready, go sit in the front row. What happened? You went, listened to them, sat in the front row. Third, your name didn't come. Second, your name didn't come. First, your name didn't come. Then you search for all the people who are telling you your name will come. They all escape from the hall. This has happened or not? So don't believe the audience. The mob is fickle. It is not that their opinion will decide whether you're a winner or not. Some of the topics for the 3A technique. So these are by default all the different techniques that you can use. In recap, you have the 3A technique, the OSOCP technique, the 3OC, 3EC technique, the PCS technique, the Ppf technique, and the prep technique. Now, more about the technical parts of it. What are the key do's and don'ts? One is use your imagination, very important. Have fun. I cannot underscore this more importantly, because I have seen most of the time people come into competition, especially any kind of competition, especially table topics, they are stressed. Then they load their brain with additional pressure that I have to win in any cost. Not the right way to do it. Look at someone who is supportive. When you're getting palpitation, you're going blank and all. usually look in the last row of the audience, or if it's a Zoom call, somewhere put in the grid view and see somebody who is familiar to you. Try smiling at them. If they smile at you, well, very good. I know entire table topic contests were won by some of my mentees only because I was sitting in the last row. Whatever nonsense they were saying, I was nodding and smiling. They got encouraged. They went to next level and they did a wonderful contest. Sometimes all you need is a familiar face in the audience to make you feel confident. So then try anything that can get you into the groove. Sometimes you might have some sort of rituals, you know, snapping your fingers like how we do in warm-ups and all those things, or like you have Roger Federer who does like this pump up exercise or something like that, which puts you into a higher state of mind or whatever it may be. One personal thing what I always do before a table topic contest is this yoga exercise called Kapalbhati, because it totally pumps up your stomach, and the stomach is the place where once you get nervous, that bile secretion starts, and that's when the butterflies actually happen. If you do ab exercises 3 times a week and you do Kapalbhati in the remaining three days a week, you will not feel afraid of table topics or anything which makes your stomach churn anymore. So that I can attest. Very practiced way to do this. And generally, the lesser your tummy, the more chances to win table topics, because the more your tummy, the more stomach acids, the more butterflies. So my suggestion to all of you is get fit. It will help you win contests. Read the newspaper of that particular day, because you never know, the contest chair or the chief judge might have been busy. He may have been lazy. He may not have prepared contest topics in advance. He will just pick up something from that day's newspaper. Luckily, if you read it, you are the only one who read it. Nobody else read it. You will automatically win. Last and most important point, walk like a winner, shake hands like a winner, look the contest chair in the eye. Don't do a staring competition, but most importantly, stand like a winner. Don't be like, okay, I don't think I'm going to win. So they also won't believe that you're going to win. At the same time, don't, be like, I am God's gift to mankind and I'm the only one who deserves to win. Don't be an arrogant prick also. That doesn't work. Be a vulnerable, yet amiable and approachable, connectable speaker. That is the most important thing. And if you don't get the topic, I've seen so many speakers do this. Don't say, I'm sorry, I don't think I did a good attempt. Like, whether you did good or not, the judges will judge and the audience will tell you. You don't need to say, like, I don't think I did too well enough. Don't be too perfect also. Like, some guys have mugged up this topic. They must have studied and practiced this also. So there's extra self-confidence which borders on overconfidence when they're trying to present. Judges don't like overconfident people, because they're like, we want someone who is humble and simple and who has positive vibes around him or her. That works. Then don't look at someone who doesn't like you. There are some hecklers in the audience. They will be attached to other speakers because they are from their club. So whenever you look at their face, they will try to distract you, make you laugh, irritate you, etc. And don't look at someone who has no expression in his life. There are some people like this in the audience. Even if some bomb also blasts over there, their face will be forever. Their face is, whatever happens, their face is like that. So don't look at these people. Then don't be carpet inspectors, means looking down at the floor when you are thinking, or don't be roofing contractors looking at the sky, as if the answer to the topic is written in the sky or between your legs or on the rug. Look straight. Even if you're thinking, everybody knows, nobody knows. That's why it's called impromptu, right? You have to think. Don't go with a mental note that I have to win in any cost. Doesn't matter. Next year, this person may die, he might retire, he might leave Toastmasters. You might be the only fantastic speaker next year. So it's a long game. Go for it, not for the trophies. Go for the races run, not in the trophies won. That's what they say. No, journey is in the races run and not in the trophies won. Honestly, today, like Safir knows me and Shaji knows me. In my house, there are around 300 plus trophies. I don't have space to keep them. Now I am recycling them and giving them to different clubs. My mother has told me, don't bring any more trophies. Please, we don't have space. Bring something useful to the house. Bring some rice or bring some dal or something like this. Some useful thing can be done. What you will do with this much trophies? These cups, we can't even give coffee in these cups. What's the point? So then I said, okay, now I only bring certificates. Anyone wants to give trophy, I'll take the certificate. I'll tell, please recycle the trophy. clubs are having budget problems, please reuse it. Then don't pre-plan things. Now, some people, they are like this chore bazaar salesmen of watches and all that. Somebody once long ago told that if you have some prop in your pocket, which is related to the topic, then it will make you look like an amazing magician, David Copperfield kind of a guy. So once one person also won. There was some like Mohammad Katani bought this cigarette out of his pocket and smoked in the beginning, right? Acted as if he was lighting a cigarette and all. After this, he has inspired so many people to carry random knickknacks in their pockets in the hope that they will win table topic contest. So last time I had a contest, somebody has bought one egg, one spoon, one fork, one rubber duckling, all these things inside pocket. I'm like, why you are roaming around with all these things? Sujit sir, I don't know what topic might come. So I have carried little bit of everything. Suppose anything comes, I can take it out from my pocket. I'm like, idiot, you have so many things in different pockets. How you will remember which one is in which pocket? Suppose you take out the wrong thing. The last thing I need to see is one guy probably, because it's a topic on animal testing, he will bring white color rat and all, put it inside his pocket just for prop effect. So no need of extra props. You are the main prop. Remember that. So that's about it from my side. Now, if we have time for some question answers, I'll be happy to take. I hope it was not very heavy. Of course, there was a little bit of theory. Some of it is a bit complex to follow. But as presentation goes, that's it from my side. I can see the yellow light. So we have some time for questions also. If you've been sharing it on chat, I'm happy to answer.
That was a really edifying session. Let me use an acronym, OMG. Yes, we all get butterflies in our stomach when we attempt table topics. But DTM Sujit has taught us to make these butterflies fly in formation. I'm sure we are now all charged up to take up table topics. If you have any doubts you would like to clarify, please post them to me directly on the chat. As of now, I have just received one. I think everybody was so involved in listening to you, DTM Sujit, that I have not received any more. I have received just one. Let me start with that. Some participants take a long time to get started. Do you think the judges get affected by this? And what should be the ideal time? And maybe he's asking, what should be the ideal time that you can take to start off?
Usually, I have done scientific studies on this. Usually, impressions start forming after 7 seconds. So 7 seconds after the last word is uttered out of the table topic master's mouth, which means in the second repetition of the topic, because you're allowed to do 2 times, right? Speaker number 1, your topic is da 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 da. Your topic is da 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 da. Speaker number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bang. 8 seconds you should start. Beyond the 7 seconds, if you prolong, then they are probably thinking you haven't got it, you have missed the bus. Already you have lost 30 marks in impression. So keep 7 seconds as the parameter. So basically, from the last word, I can tell you, even if you know the answer, don't be a smarty pants. Mentally put your hand in your pocket or somewhere where they can't see it. Just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Smile, expand your chest, spread your legs a bit, balance the weight on the balls of your heels, get center if you're standing, even in a virtual environment. If you're sitting anyway, you're sitting cross-legged or however you're sitting, get your base. Best thing is when you're presenting table topics in Zoom, sit cross-legged, because both your buttocks will get equal weight. What you need to do is then sway from side to side, get your center of balance. You will know when the backbone is straight. If you can sit in Padmasana, because automatically your backbone is straight, because then the lungs are freed up and more air will come from the diaphragm. Count 7 seconds and say, ladies and gentlemen, members of the house and judges. So because the voice is coming from inside now, so there's an automatic boom to that. When you use a mic, well and good. And invest in something. Get a good quality Rode microphone or something, because you cannot expect to be a world-class competitor without world-class equipment. You can recycle it and use it for podcasts and other stuff and all that. So 7 seconds is the answer, according to me, not the exact gospel, but according to me.
Yes, this is completely precise, and yes, loved your answer. This is another question. Is repeating the topic an ideal way of starting the table topic speech?
Ideally, no. Because they've already heard it 2 times in other person's voice. Unless you are Lata Mangeshkar or KJ Yeshudas, where they will find some wow, nectarine kind of feeling when they hear it the 3rd time. The audience is not idiots. Like, they don't want to hear the topic, they want to hear the speech. They've already lost patience when the table topic guy has repeated it twice. You don't need to tell them thrice. It's not like saying, children, today we will learn about why Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of India. We know it already. He's already said it twice. Don't repeat.
Yes, thank you. The next question is, how do you fill up when you are nervous or in between your speech?
See, gaps are normal. Gaps just mean that your train of thought is not connected well. Means that you either started too early, or you misinterpreted the topic, or you got attracted by a juicy tomato phrase in the entire topic and you latched onto that. You didn't plan well enough in your brain. That could be one. This is one type of speaker who's hyper intelligent, who thinks he's smarter than rest of the audience. So he starts fast. It's like these Chinese crackers. It will go high, lot of color, but no sound and all. It will fizzle out fast. So one type of train of thought error. Second type of train of thought error is, oh my God, I only heard half the topic. I started with something, then people were looking at me. I understood that this was not what I was supposed to talk about. So I get a train of thought gap. Sometimes third and original genuine issue is, some people start well, and these people, I call them as the kerosene lamp or the fuse bulb speakers. Everything happens fine. Suddenly, for only reasons known to them, in middle of the speech, they blank out. Nothing is wrong with the way they started. Nothing is wrong with the middle body. But suddenly somewhere, neurologically some spark goes, and that guy remembers some flashback ex-girlfriend or something, and he blanks out. I don't know why. Till today, I have not been able to give a solution to this, to why this happens. My yoga answer would be, continue doing Kapalbhati, and 24 hours before the table topics, try to do Shirshasana or Halasan. Get the neck and the brain nerves flushed with blood. This thing won't happen otherwise. If this happens, that won't happen.
Thank you. Yes, along with public speaking, we need to learn yoga too.
Because quite simple, Veera. Your body is the vehicle through which you communicate. No?
True.
If you have a fit body, you have a fit mind, and you need everything. You need brain also, you need brawn also. Both of that needs to operate properly.
Yes. The next question is, are we free to have an abrupt beginning and then come back to the topic and go on? Or should we start very
See, sometimes this abrupt beginning, what's the problem? It's like some of these art movies which used to come out in the early 90s. What is happening, you will not understand until the first hour is over. And then you're like, for saying this much, he took this much time. Sometimes the judge is like, okay, what's the bottom line, yaar? Aakhir kehna kya chahte? What do you want to say? Don't waste my time. So be abrupt if you are like some Frederick Fawcett or Robert Ludlum, where you can bring a super twist at the end. But these are masters of the game. This is typically why they give disclaimers. Don't try this at home, or don't do without adult supervision, or unless you are at God mode in terms of mastery. Even then, I can tell you with 20 years of experience, as I have grown older, I have learned not to be reckless and be more predictable. I think it's a side effect of getting married. You learn not to be reckless and be more predictable and more decipherable. That is the safe approach in table topics. If you go too eccentric, no, the problem is, unless the judges are equally eccentric, you might not even figure in the top 3. So stay safe.
Yes, I have seen some people going completely very command over the language and quoting Shakespeare and things like that, but not keeping to the topic. The next question is, how to deal with something related to sex, politics, and religion?
Oh, this Safir and Shaji will know. A long time back, We had one club meeting. I think it was in the early days when I joined Toastmasters. And one sergeant at arms, you know what the sergeant at arms does, right? He comes and announces Ralph C. Medley 1924, Toastmasters International, all the perfunctory rules and regulation. And because it is UAE, we have this sex, religion, politics, very, very vital part. So he comes and says, in this meeting, you are not supposed to do sex, politics. Then his mentor calls, wait, stop, come. He said, what happened, sir? What happened, sir? It's my first time I'm doing this. So like, no, you are not supposed to say, you are not supposed to do sex, religion, politics. You should say, you should not talk about it. So this dude goes back and he's like, okay, now, sorry, I had an interruption. I have something to say. So according to what my mentor says, you should not, you can actually engage in it, but you should not talk about it after that. That is the key thing. So according to him, I was mistaken earlier. So this is the fact. So interpretation is very, very important. When you come to sex, religion, and politics, I personally believe it's perfectly okay as long as it is intellectual sex, religion, and politics, and it does not marginalize or victimize or segregate or create a derision or a division between the listeners. I remember 5 years ago, I was one of the jury members on one of UK's top short story writing competition. And the short story was as short as it can be, that person will be the winner. And the theme of that was religion, royalty, sex, and mystery. This is the thematic order. So somebody has to write a story which has all these 4 themes in serial order. So first religion must appear, then royalty must appear, then it must have an element of sex, and it must have an element of mystery also in the conclusion. Then only the story will be the best story. And the person who can articulate these 4 themes in the crispest, shortest way possible, he will win the prize. It was a £10,000 prize. Those days in the late 2000 was big amount of money. Even now it's big amount of money, but the pound has depreciated since then. One of the entries out of the 25,000 entries we got was a 1-line story. My God, said the queen, I'm pregnant. I wonder who's responsible. So you have religion, you have royalty, you have sex, and you have mystery. Now you have religion, royalty can be construed as politics and all. Did it hurt anyone's sympathy, sentiment? Not really. But the moment you make sex vulgar, the moment you make politics an ideology, and the moment you make religion as mine is better than yours, then it's an issue. Provided it is open, balanced stuff which people don't even know. Like, for example, if I want to bring religion and I'm preaching about Islam and Christianity and Hinduism and Sikhism and Jainism, and I'm saying all the religions in the world preach the same, that of the goodness of humanity. No gospel is greater than that. What is wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. But the moment I say that these people were persecuted and they're the most evil people on the planet, my people are better than yours, then it's an issue. So religion, sex, politics is not bad. If all 3 were not there, we would not have advanced as a human race so much. It's only when you put your brilliant ideas and corrupt it, then it becomes an issue.
Yes, I fully agree with you.
And not only that, Veera, one more thing. The main reason this rule was imposed is Toastmasters is an amateur speaking organization. We are not professional speakers. We are first-time speakers. We may not have the wisdom or the maturity to know what to speak, where and how. Even still, even if we were area directors, division directors, whatever directors, maturity is something else, position is something else. So until you come to the position of responsibility, see, remember, everybody, including first-time speakers, if you're doing a table topic, only 2 minutes. Maybe you can save somebody from committing suicide after the meeting. Somebody must have come in a depressive state of mind. There is other case where if you don't speak well, somebody will commit suicide listening to you after that. Don't do like that. But try to be a responsible speaker on the stage. You never know whose life is being impacted by your couple of minutes.
Yes. The next question is, what if you don't understand the topic? How many times? I think you have already covered that. I think the person who has asked me, I cannot read the name. They can go back to the recording of this. The next one is, do we need to address the table topic master or audience before we start the speech? Or should we directly start the speech?
See, there are two differing opinions regarding this, Veera. One is, should I be discourteous from, from a time economics point of view? I would say don't take each and every stakeholder's name because it will eat into your 2 minutes, which is very valuable time. I would just say members of the House, jury, and other functionaries. Because members of the House are my beloved audience. Without their response, I can't do anything. I have to respect the jury, otherwise they will disrespect me in the judging criteria, then I will be in trouble. Contest chair, even if I forget him, no problem, I can go give him or her a hug as long as they are agreeable to it at the end of the contest, nothing is going to happen. But if either of these will take away my fantastic speech time, I will respect them all in the last, no problem. I am there for a mission, I am there to deliver the best speech that I can, and I do not want anybody's respect to come in the way of that. So if you give me a choice between wasting time acknowledging everybody and giving a brilliant speech, I would choose the latter.
The next question is, how good is starting the table topic with a non-verbal gesture? For example, pacing the stage, sitting down, peering at the horizon, etc.
See, all these gestures, make sure they have purpose. Because you might intend something, like we have this famous quote about speaking, right? I only know what I said. I do not know what he or she has received. You've heard about this, right? So in verbal communication itself, where we are so sure about what we said, it is not assured that the person receiving it might feel or interpret it the same. Then suppose you do some non-verbal thing. Suppose they imagine something else then. Like you are sitting as if you are going to toilet in the morning, just like you are surveying the stage or something. What is he doing? Or simply what? One guy was doing this pacing what you are saying, and the contest chair got worried that he's going to run off from the stage because he doesn't know what to speak about the topic. So contest chair said, wait, come back. So it's like, no, this is part of my speech. So you should only do the gestures which are commonly accepted, commonly understandable. Otherwise, and not only that, it wastes your time. No, when you can say so many things in words, and unless you are like some kind of a character actor that your eyes speak, your nose speaks, your mouth speaks, your tongue speaks, your teeth speaks, your every muscle speaks. It's not a bodybuilding competition, so you don't need to unnecessary gestures unless it adds impact. Gestures are the wife of communication, but communication also needs to be there. Then only the family is there. You cannot simply roam around. And I would suggest, if you are a tension-filled speaker, conserve your physical energy. If you are somebody like me who has genuine problems moving, don't try to be like other people. Like I know competitors of mine who are very good in jumping, doing athletics, push-ups and all on the stage. Some people, they just fall on the stage like this Darren Lacroix and say, okay, ouch. If I fall like that, then that will be last fall. I cannot get up after that. I have wife and children at home. I have to go back home also. I am not ready to sacrifice my life for a contest. They say you should sacrifice your all when you're coming to the stage. I have graduated past that stage. I have wife and children. I need to go back and take care of them also. So I cannot do things which are dangerous to my physical constitution. So you decide. If you are see, for example, Salman Khan is also fit. Even Tiger Shroff is also fit. Salman is 50 plus years old. Tiger is different. Salman used to be able to do what Tiger does. But just because Tiger is doing what he does, can Salman do what Tiger does and vice versa? No. You do what you can, provided it is beautiful for the audience to enjoy. At the same time, don't do some item number and all. You will not get bonus points for that. It's a speaking contest. It's not a flexing contest. Because they will discriminate saying you did sex on the stage, so disqualify the speaker. Don't do all these things. Only do what is required. Extracurricular activities are optional.
Many a times we see some speakers doing mono acting more than speaking. Yes, we have seen that sometimes. Okay, the next one says, what can we do if we are at a loss of words suddenly when we are speaking? The red flag has gone up, so I think maybe this will be the last question. There are a few which are there. Maybe you can.
The best you can do if you are at a loss of words, or if red light comes like this, is to stop, smile, and say thank you. My time has come to an end, and I will see you in the next contest. That's about it. You can't do much. Those are occasions you will learn and grow as a speaker. Because see, I personally tell you, in 20 years of professional paid public speaking and competing, I do not remember the days I have won so much as the days I have lost and been embarrassed and belittled by the crowd. Those days are the days which made me maximum feel bad and go back and evaluate my technique, that why did I get bashed? And those are the days of greatest learning. So thank God for a day that you don't come in the top 3. Because that is a day you will go back and say, what the hell happened? Am I so bad that I didn't deserve it? Tell me one thing. How many of you who have won a table topic contest, came first prize on that day, actually went and introspected? Can I get the video of what I did? I want to introspect on my technique and find out how I can become better. Nobody will do this, I can tell. You will be happy, your club will carry on shoulders, they will have stupid felicitation meetings for you, you will feel an ego burst, you will eat 5 extra samosas, your fitness is gone. But the day you lose, that day is the day when you should study harder. But what you will do? You will go, you will not shave for another week, and you will download sad songs and become Devdas, and all fitness is gone. Then again, you will start when slowly people will, don't worry, man, you will do well. Then next March only your brain will start working. Before when 14 days before the contest. When you should start working, the day you lose, you should start working from that day. Winning doesn't come by chance. There is nothing accidental about winning. It's only a matter of time. Good luck happens when preparation meets opportunity. So it's very, very important to keep preparing, because you don't know when the opportunity will come.
Yes. Even though the red flag has gone up, there is one interesting question. Can I take it? Narayanan sir, do I have your permission? Yes. It says, if you are using the OSO SCP technique, how do you ensure that you don't sound like you are unable to make up your mind? I think this will be the last question.
See, that depends on the clarity of how you express. You need to present both the sides, but you need to see, through your vocabulary and the way you articulate, you will be able to subtly influence your thought or your line of thought to the audience. That is skill. Because see, I wish I could tell it to you now on video, but when you practice it, if you have demo topics you are speaking, then I can correct and I can help you that this is how you can do OSO CP properly. Because even now, a lot of people are smiling, giving me hearts and thumbs ups and all. It's nice, but all this motivation, feeling good is like water on the buffalo's back. You will all shut down your Zoom meetings today, have idli dosa, go to sleep. Tomorrow morning, what happened? Which technique? After 5 days, I come and ask you, nobody will remember anything. But everybody wants to become table topic champion. Everyone wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. Everyone wants moksha. Nobody wants to be released from bondage. You have to perspire and also aspire. Then only you will be able to inspire. It's very simple. Doesn't happen overnight. Takes a lot of work, and working hard is a very unsexy exercise. Performance is the relaxation, preparation is the hardest part. You bleed in practice, so you sweat in battle. Simple. There's no other extra easier way to put it. Winners, one time winner happens by fluke, multiple winners happens by practice. 3 or 4 times continuous domination, like how Dhananjay and all had in his time before he became the world champion. This is like that many hours of practice and diligence. And even Mohammad Katani, for example, because these 2 world champions I am particularly close to, the amount of work they put into what comes on the stage, you and me will not put in that kind of work. So how can you even aspire to be there if you are not ready to put in that much time? Sometimes maybe your day, because every dog has a day. So that day you might be best in your club. It's just like writing an exam. Doesn't mean you're smart at it. If you get repeated performance with lesser effort, that means you're getting really good at it. Your intention should not be, Veera or anybody in the room should not be that I want to win this cup. That is easy. But I need to develop the ability of quick thinking on my feet. If that is your goal, you will have so many trophies that even your whole flat or villa or whatever it is may not be enough to fill in that many trophies. Focus on the art of the discipline and the practice. Trophies are just like one acknowledgement. Like, I always knew I am smart. Now the judges also know I am smart. That is what the trophy means, nothing else. Suppose you don't get trophy, just means what? You did well. They didn't understand what you meant. Finished. That's all. Don't take it on your heart. And don't worry, as long as you are alive, you will always be there to give a different speech on a different day. So don't get disheartened. That's a very important thing. Why we are doing all these things? Because we feel nice, we get an ego boost. Probably your spouse doesn't appreciate you at home. This is the only place where people clap whatever you say. So you come on the stage and you get some encouragement. Like literally for some people, it means the world. I once had a mentee who won the table topic contest. And when he went home, his wife was looking at him in a different way. Oh my God, you bought something valuable home. Like I have never seen you win anything in your life. And his children was like, Dekho, Papa won something. Wow. So that guy was literally crying on the phone. He's like, first time in my life, I feel these kids are respecting me. Before that, they never respected because I got some trophy. So for some people, it may be a life-changing experience. When I ring the doorbell, my mother's like, today also trophy, where I will store this now? Where I will create space. So different house, different reaction. So work on the craft. Trophies don't matter.
Yes. Thank you, DTM Sujit. We can keep on listening to you through the evening, but the red flag has been on for quite some time. Thank you, sir. Right now, I can give an arm and a leg to have your enthusiasm, clarity of thought, your practical tips, and down-to-earth presentation.